I'ma run the bag. Me and my hitters play tag. If a bitch gets talking shit, me and my bitches gon' drag. What is a fair one? I pull it out, not air one. She wants more, she real dope. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing a cartoon conspiracy compilation, TikTok compilation. So shout out to all the creators on TikTok. So yeah, let's just get right into it.
The movie Frozen was a major cover-up. There's a theory that Walt Disney's body was cryogenically preserved after his death and is tucked away beneath the Pirates of the Caribbean ride at Disneyland. Disney's fascination with cryogenics was well known, and he hoped that future tech could bring him back to life to see the world of tomorrow. The rumor gained more traction when a photo, allegedly showing Walt Disney's frozen form, surfaced on the internet. As per this theory, Disney released the film Frozen to skew Google's search results. Now, when you look up Disney and Frozen, you'll be met with a catchy soundtrack and adorable characters successfully diverting attention from Walt Disney's icy resting place.
I'm sorry, y'all. I think it's about time we sit over here and talk about the biggest scandal in children's cartoon history. And today we're going to be talking about Mrs. Pepper and Mr. Swords. Miss Pepper, you's a whoremonger, girl. You is a whoremonger. Because you had one child with Mr. Sword. Peperica was your first child, right? And it only makes sense because you know she's Pepper. You know, so someone dyed her blood.
Did he just call Miss Pepper a whoremonger? Yo, new word unlocked. New word unlocked.
Line must be Peperica. So it makes sense that she gave birth to Peperica. But okay, how the hell you gave birth to Sage, Cinnamon, and Ginger? So it seems to me Miss Pepper been out here grinding her pepper pum pum everywhere. Cause it never gave. How you get Sage? How you get Cinnamon?
I mean,
I would be damned if she give birth to Cumin. Cause oh my God, Mr. Swords, you dealing with that disrespect? She cheating on you. She's a whoremonger. Like, damn, it just seemed like Mrs. Pepper's over here sleeping with the whole seasoning cabinet. Like, girl, what you be doing when we close the doors? What y'all be doing when we close the doors to the cabinet, girl? But my sis done upgraded. She jumped out the cabinet and took her ass to a garden. Cause she done made ginger. She's sleeping with ginger roots. She done gave birth to ginger. So the girl done moved from the cabinet to the gardens. Oh my God, what's next? Tomato paste? Ragu?
What? Wait. I mean, he got a point, because how does pepper and salt get together and make cinnamon? Cinnamon? I don't know.
Disney conspiracy theories. All the characters in Winnie the Pooh represent disorders. Winnie the Pooh, eating disorder. Tigger, ADHD. Eeyore, depression. Piglet, anxiety. Rabbit, ADHD. Christopher Robin, schizophrenia.
In Frozen, Elsa's family locks her in her room for her own protection. But why is the kingdom so scared that their magical princess is in danger? Because just a few years prior, the neighboring kingdom's magical princess was kidnapped. And how do we know that these two kingdoms are neighboring? Well, if you look very carefully at the beginning of Frozen, you can see that Rapunzel and Flynn showed up for Elsa's coronation. And the coronation must take place right after Tangled ended.
Wow.
If we assume that Frozen takes place just a few weeks or months after Tangled, that lines up with these ages for our princesses. Rapunzel's 18 because the whole point of the movie, she wanted to go see the floating lights on her 18th birthday. Elsa's 21 because that's the age she's required to be for coronation. This means that when Rapunzel was kidnapped as a newborn, Elsa was about 3 years old. In that scene when she discovers her powers, I would guess she's at least 5 years old. And by then, it's impossible for them not to have heard about the nearby kingdom's princess who was kidnapped as a baby because she had magical powers.
That's crazy. It makes sense.
All of the Rugrats are a part of Angelica's imagination. They aren't real.
None of them?
Chucky died in the same accident that his mom died in. And that's why his dad is always so nervous and freaking out, because he has to deal with that.
What about Tommy?
Well, Tommy was a stillborn. And that's why Stu goes down into the basement late at night, making toys for the son he wish he had.
That's why he's always depressed.
What are you doing?
Making chocolate pudding.
It's 4 o'clock in the morning. Why on earth are you making chocolate pudding?
Because I've lost control of my life.
And the twins ended up being a miscarriage. It was early in the pregnancy, so Angelica didn't know if it was going to be a boy or a girl, so she just imagined both.
What about Susie?
Susie is real and going along with all of Angelica's crazy imaginations because it's her only friend. She tries to make her happy all the time. But the one baby that is real is Dill. Dill goes against Angelica's crazy imagination and doesn't do what she expects. And that's why Angelica freaks out on Dill all the time and gets so upset.
I don't know. That didn't really make that much sense. I'm sorry. It's just, I don't know. Because clearly they're real. I mean, they got parents. And then you would have to explain the All Grown Up series. There's like a whole nother series, but that's for a different time. But yeah. I don't know. I don't know about that theory.
So there's a theory that the Grinch wasn't actually trying to steal Christmas, he was actually doing something way worse.
If he wasn't trying to steal Christmas, what else was he doing?
So there's a theory that the Grinch was actually trying to kill all the Who's in Whoville.
What do you mean he's trying to kill them?
So in the movie Horton Hears a Who, we see in that movie, Horton is trying to protect all the Who's from being killed from the other animals. So the Who's have to make as much noise as possible to prove they exist, and the animals didn't kill them.
Right, everything they try to do is always loud.
But the theory is, ever since Horton Hears a Who, the Who's always made it a tradition to make a bunch of noise so nobody accidentally kills them. And that's why in the Grinch says that the Who's are super noisy and he can't stand any of the noise that they make. And we see that all the presents the Who's get on Christmas are all things that make a lot of noise because they need that to stay alive.
So basically what they're trying to do is make a bunch of noise so that no one accidentally kills them.
Exactly. So when the Grinch stole all the gifts, he put all of Whoville in risk of getting killed. And that's why on Christmas Day, when the Who's realized they had no gifts, they all went outside to sing to make as much noise as possible.
I can see that making sense.
Surprised she let you move in. My grandma, she owns the Pink Palace. Won't rent to people with kids.
What do you mean?
Oh, I'm not supposed to talk about it. I'm Wybie.
Some kid left this on the front porch.
Hey, Jonesy, look what I found in Grandma's trunk. Familiar? Wybie.
Huh. A little me? That's weird.
I know where I'm going. I grew up here.
Welcome, Miss Lovat.
Oh, hello.
I don't know. I don't get it. Yo. Oh my God. What if the grandma... Hold on. What if the grandma let Caroline move in because she was sacrificing her to save her grandson? So that her grandson wouldn't get taken. I just figured it out. That's not even a conspiracy anymore. It just makes perfect sense.
Mostly everybody in this family is black. Please, you're gonna tell me this is not an afro? Marge and Homer are an interracial couple, which is why her and her kids' hair grows upwards while Homer, he don't really have no hair, but y'all know what I mean. If that wasn't enough evidence, look at her sisters. These are 2 cigarette-smoking black aunties. With the way they both have afros and they bully Homer over their sister, I already know. Speaking of people whose hair grows upwards, Flame Princess is black. I feel like they wrote Flame Princess's character from the way a lot of people think it is to date black women. Sweet with a beautiful glow, but scary because she will flip all of this over if you got her messed up. Arthur and most of his cast, black. I knew as soon as that Jamaican theme song came on. There's a reason this meme is so big in the black community, but I really knew when I saw this episode. Hold on, y'all.
He's a knitter! Knitter!
What? Hold on, nah.
There's a scary theory that Monsters Inc. is actually a movie about Adrena. So you know how Monsters Inc. they have to go through doors to get to our world to scare children to get their screams. These screams power their city. Now the crazy part is they actually have a ranking system in the movie to see who can collect the most screams, scare the most children, right? When they place the screams in the tubes, they eerily look like blood filling up. Now you know how the elites supposedly get the purest adrenaline is by scaring children and scaring them enough so that their adrenaline spikes. They use all different measures to scare their children to get their adrenaline going, including torture. Then once it spikes enough, they take the blood, no matter if it means the victim is alive or not. Now in the movie, the monsters even create a torture machine called the Scream Extractor, and they decided to kidnap the kids and put them in that machine. And at its full capacity, it is even capable of torturing the kids in order to get the scream out. Doesn't matter what it does, as long as it gets the scream, even if it means that child will meet their end. Anything to power the city, right? But what do you think? Is this one big reach or is something more sinister going on?
That's crazy. I don't know, I never looked at
There is a theory that Pinocchio was a victim of child trafficking. Why else would there be kids in a cage being taken to a place called Pleasure Island?
Yeah, I can see how that theory makes sense.
It took me 10 years to realize Bikini Bottom is actually garbage caused by pollution. The houses in the city are made out of car exhausts that fell in the ocean due to the pollution. But that's not all. The city is loaded with trash. Look at this rusty anchor that fell off a boat. The Krusty Krab is an abandoned crab trap that fell to the bottom of the ocean. And the reason Krabs owns it is because he was trapped inside it. Glove World is gloves that were used for goat and fish. And SpongeBob's house, a refreshment. And check this out, the bank, it's literally a boat storage barrel. And finally Squidward's house, it's boat decor. And where did all the pollution go here? Goo Lagoon, it's literally motor oil. Bikini Bottom is made of trash.
Wow.
The most disturbing theory in children's shows. SpongeBob SquarePants. The secret formula to the Krabby Patty is crab meat. This is why the Krusty Krab looks like a crab trap.
Ew. But these crabs eat crab?
So that's what I taste like. This is why he makes sure nobody knows it. And only Plankton knows. This is also why there is no crabs in the show besides him and his mom.
Oh my god, did he just really say so? That's what I
And did you know in Toy Story, one of the writers revealed who Woody's original owner was?
It's not Andy?
No, somebody gave him to Andy.
And we know who?
We do now. It's Andy's father, who we've never seen in the movie before.
Well, that explains why he's so worn down compared to the other toys. He's gone through it.
Andy explained Andy's father's entire backstory, how he had polio and he was bedridden for most of his adult life. And in order to not keep it from spreading, because back in the day they didn't really know what that disease could do, they burned all his stuff. But the one thing he kept was Woody, locked away in a chest.
Jeez, no wonder that's Andy's favorite toy. All the sentimental value in that?
Yeah, and so his health improved. He was able to have Andy, but then when the disease returned later on and he became terminally ill, he gave Andy the key to the chest as he was passing so that Andy would always have a best friend and something to remember his father by.
Wow.
So Woody might be the spirit of Andy's father.
Man, why is that not in the movie?
I know, that'd be a great scene.
Wow. Crazy.
Ever wondered why we never saw this iconic character's faces?
So we both be
Well, some believe that Miss Cerebellum was actually the mayor's mistress.
stranger would it be?
And the reason why her face was never shown was because men always kept their mistresses hidden.
I know sugar daddy. Those days are over.
Mammy to shoes. AKA my TV wasn't big enough, that's why we never saw her face. Well, she was actually a house slave, and that's why she was always working.
Are you
So that's why we only saw the white people faces, the homeowners. And that's the real reason why both characters were canceled from the reboots.
That's fucking. That is freaking crazy.
There's a whole theory where every Disney princess is supposed to represent a disorder.
Wait, what? What do you mean?
Yeah, so psychologists took a study down,
Yeah.
and they said in every Disney princess, there's like a clear disorder that they have.
You mean like mental disorder?
Yeah, mental disorder. Oh, so Ariel.
Yeah.
If you notice, Ariel has a big ship and there's so much things around her, right? So she's a hoarder, and that's a form of OCD.
Is that OCD?
Yeah, it's OCD in the form of hoarding. So
Okay.
an easy one, Alice from Wonderland. What do you think she has, bro? This is so easy. She sees caterpillars walking around with eyes.
She has schizophrenia.
Schizophrenia. And then Belle, she was captured and put in a castle, right?
Yeah.
So this is called Stockholm syndrome. So that means you fall in love with your captor. She fell in
love with the bees because he was going on there.
Exactly. And the easiest one, Elsa and Anna. What do you think they have? So they're really reckless.
Oh, Elsa has bipolar.
Yes.
She has bipolar. 100%. I just saw that on the fly.
Elsa and Anna, warm to cold, bipolar.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, like, if you look up the definition to a T, kind of describes them.
It'll straighten you out!
This'll fix you! Now let's get that one! How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
I love the young people. Patrick, she has lost it. She's completely institutionalized. She's forgotten what it's like to live on the outside, to not be in prison.
Somebody got some explaining to do, because this movie right here is not child friendly. It's actually way more sinister than we thought. And before I ruin your childhood, I want to say that this video is for entertainment purposes only. Because if you guess this movie, Monsters Inc., then you guess right. Let's get into it. First of all, why is these monsters working at an underground facility in a secret city that the humans are not supposed to know about? I don't mean to say too much. Is this the same thing, right? Kids were extremely toxic to them because they needed the pure essence that the kids had. It could not come in contact with the kids because the kids were too pure. Do I even have to say too much? Can you even go to these facilities that are hidden cities, that are blocked off, that might have to do with extraterrestrials going through the door to get that shit right here, to power their city, right? They trying to steal the essence from the kids to power the city. You were a kid, you were so defenseless that if you were scared as a kid, that you were more scared than you were as an adult. So it was more energy. So that's why they went after the kids in the movie, because they wanted to take as much energy that they could to power their entire hidden underground cities. So the next time your baby said they seen a monster under their bed, you better believe them, because their third eye is open and yours is not. You already knowing.
These are some cartoon theories that may actually be true. So Princess Peach doesn't fight back herself against Bowser because she secretly is attracted to Bowser and not Mario. And speaking of Mario, he may be a communist due to his affinity for red, use of a hammer, and striking resemblance to Joseph Stalin. Ash Ketchum was in a coma for most of Pokemon after falling off a bike, which is why he never ages physically, gets no pushback for being a 10-year-old that plays with wild animals, and sees the same nurse and police officers in every city he goes to. All of the characters in Winnie the Pooh represent different different psychological issues that Christopher Robin has in his head, like depression and ADHD, and Garfield is suffering from severe malnourishment, and so John and Odie are thought to be hallucinations. All of the babies in Rugrats are a figment of Angelica's imagination, which is why she's the only one who can talk to them, just like Nemo doesn't exist and is a figment of Marlin's imagination since he actually died at the very beginning of the movie. And lastly, and this is actually true, but Bikini Bottom was a fallout of nuclear testing that occurred at Bikini Atoll in the 1950s, which is why buildings are made of old parts and characters have radiation deformities.
Oh, I'm blowing your mind again, right? Do you know why Disney characters wear gloves? No. Why? Check this out. Disney characters don't have gloves on, bro. What are you talking about? Disney characters don't have gloves.
Like, what do you mean? Like, the princesses?
No, look at Mickey.
Oh, okay.
Goofy, whoever's in that crew.
Okay, so
they wear gloves. They wear gloves.
Okay.
You know why?
Why?
Watch this. So you're familiar with those gloves, right?
Yeah.
Mickey's wearing those gloves. It has like the 3 lines on it. Interesting. Why those gloves and why those 3 lines?
Okay.
Check this out. These gloves are the same gloves of the Freemasons.
No!
Of the Freemasons, bro.
No.
They're literally Freemason gloves.
That's fucked. No, that
right?
blows my mind.
No. Maybe. I don't know. Wow. I don't know what to say about that. Well, anyway, guys, that ends it there for our compilation. Make sure you guys hit that like button, comment, and subscribe. And I will catch you guys later. Bye.